Is it just me, or does it feel really quiet this season? I know everyone's raving about Solo Leveling Season 2. There are also sequels to Apothecary Diaries, Dr. Stone and My Happy Marriage, but what about the rest of the non-sequels? There doesn't seem to be anything whipping up a storm, and that's where today's list comes in. Today, I'll list 10 of my favourite non-sequels from the winter season. Let's begin. Possibly the greatest alchemist of all time graces our list at number 10. This season has no shortage of isekai shows, but if you're looking to pick one out of them, then why not try this one? Our protagonist Dakumi finds himself amid a mix-up, being transported into another world where a goddess offers him a skill of his choosing. For someone who wants a life of peace, the choice would be easy, right? The most mundane and boring skill, all of them, alchemy. Turns out that picking a creation skill like the one he's picked is the worst decision he could have ever made. Now he finds himself stumbling into success, being one of the most powerful personalities around, inevitably drawn to conflicts brewing in the background. Overall, it's a chill series that you can unwind to without the need to engage yourself with high stakes. The perfect entertainment for isekai lovers out there.
4月の奇想の光の底を椿し歯ぎしり行き来する俺は一人の修羅なのだ
If isekai is not exactly your jam though, maybe Flower and Asura will be to your fancy. I don't blame anyone who doesn't know what to make of Flower and Asura when the season starts. A non-assuming drama about recitation? A rather meek and cute story about finding joy in the art of storytelling and broadcasting? Doesn't seem too exciting, does it? It may be lacking in hype, but Flower and Asura make sure to catch your interest early on. As a show that's all about recitation, it truly lives and dies on sound direction, and the voice actors as well as the production crew really knocked it out of the park. Flower and Asura may just be a strong contender for the season's best new anime in terms of artistic merit, fitting for anyone wanting something different from the usual action and comedic fare. Extra shout out to fans of PA Works. You would absolutely love this. Studio Bind, which brought us Mushoku Tensei, once again delivers. Speaking of Mushoku Tensei, here's I left my A-rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths.
ちなみに僕が20歳。
いや、聞いてな。そうだったのか？見た目じゃわかんないもんだな。いや、違う！見てない！誤解だ！
ダメだよ、ゆうくん。気にしてるんだから。
Yeah. Let's get the jokes out the way now, shall we? Fantasy anime with a sentence-long title and leading ladies that look like the Mushoku trio while starring a protagonist who's underappreciated by his old team. Despite the stock isekai tropes, I Left My A-Rank Party ended up surpassing my expectations, actually. For me, what carries the show is the charming interactions of the main party. For an adventure that leans on the light-hearted side, having likable characters is a must, and it's something that the show has no shortage of, at least if we're excluding the protagonist's initial party. Not to mention the action's not bad, and I really appreciate how you get to see our main team work together instead of the usual shtick of having the overpowered main character do all the cool stuff. It may not be anything super special, but for anyone who's in the mood for another fantasy adventure this season, this is a genuinely good pickup.
今日みたいのじゃなく、もうちょっと普通に話したいなと。
ごめん、無理。
それじゃあこれからもあの悪態？彼氏なのに？
I Have a Crush at Work is up next, and it's one hilarious ride. The workplace. A place where love seems to bloom ever so often. Alas, everyone's expected to put on some professionalism and straighten up. What about two people who just can't resist having the hots for each other then? Yui and Masugu unfortunately have to go hell and high water to mask their true feelings for each other while under the watchful eyes of their colleagues. But that is actually a lot tougher than it seems, and each new day seems to keep bringing the couple new trials to overcome. If you're looking for something cozy that stars adult protagonists who can't help but provide high schooler energy when faced with all sorts of awkward moments, then you're gonna enjoy this one. It's a cute, funny, and sometimes downright wholesome romance set in a place where you'd least expect to find love. That makes it a must-try for rom-com enthusiasts this 2025.
大きな獣に足を食いちぎられた青い血の男。これは面白い。
Next up, Ameku MD, Dr. Detective. Like a lot of its brethren that I mentioned on this list, Ameku MD didn't come into the season with much fanfare. However, it quickly proved doubters wrong, capturing the hearts of anime fans everywhere within an episode or two. That largely has to do with its very charismatic protagonist and how it offers something you don't see every day in anime. You see, Dakao Ameku is more than just your ordinary doctor. She's also an extraordinary detective, and her forays into treating patients with seemingly unexplainable conditions takes her through some really engaging mysteries. Mystery anime has been picking up some steam these past few seasons, and Ameku MD, Dr. Detective, is a very welcome addition to that growing catalogue. And you know what's also a welcoming sight? Having you hit that like button. So if you found a new anime to watch from winter 2025, please hit that like button to show your support. If you haven't, well, stay tuned. We've got 5 more featured anime on the way. I'm Getting Married to a Girl I Hate in My Class is what we have lined up next.
なんだこの柔らかな
Two people who can't stand each other get put into a forced relationship. It's not exactly the most unique premise, as I can name a couple of anime already that have this kind of idea behind them. Nevertheless, I can't help but have a soft spot for these kinds of nisekoi-like shows, pairing two opposites and making them navigate past their differences. All of this while pulling the rest of the characters into the gravity of their tempestuous lives. It's chaos, and the main duo may not be everyone's cup of tea, but for those in its intended demographic, it sure as hell can be very enjoyable to watch. These shows rely a lot on characters doing the heavy lifting, and so far it's been a treat. Sure, the main girl, Akane, may be quite polarizing, but that doesn't make her any less entertaining thanks to the voice acting work. Couple that with some side characters that are simply comedy gold, and you have a great popcorn rom-com on your hands. This is a show that doesn't add anything new to the tested formula of the seemingly endless library of rom-coms, but the banter's great and makes this a fun show to follow loosely.
スキル発動
攻略が行き詰まってるダンジョンのボスをソロ討伐するらしい
I may be a guild receptionist, but our solo Any Boss is in 4th place. Earlier I mentioned Ameku MD as a show this season that really shines thanks to its charismatic lead. Guild Receptionist does give me the same kind of vibes. There's a lot to love about our secret OP protagonist Alina, as she's the perfect degree of both snarky and so done with her job. Her energy makes the first few episodes so fun to watch, all while sharing to us glimpses of relatable problems someone of her stature has to go through. But a one-gag show this isn't, and it does have an engaging plot that it starts building up to after 3 episodes, so don't make the mistake of judging it too early, okay?
こんにちは。ちょっとごめんね。確認したいことがあって。
If we're talking underrated series, I'd say Medalist is my pick for this season. I saw it coming, honestly, as this doesn't seem to be the type of show to attract a crowd. Not everyone would have a dramatic sports anime with a mentor protagonist as the top priority on their list, after all. Despite all of that, I still feel Medalist deserves all the praise in the world, being a beautiful series that people should experience. Wholesome and inspirational, Medalist offers a slew of emotions that the best drama anime should deliver, and all that's helped with the excellent production values, further allowing anime fans to immerse themselves in the underdog story unfolding each episode. It's truly a joy watching the main characters go through their personal challenges and overcome them. Couple that with a theme that resonates with me, and I'll give this show my wholehearted recommendation.
思いまして
Finishing at the top of the list is Sakamoto Days. When the season started, everyone knew it was a 2-show race for the most popular anime this winter, and it pretty much stayed true, and the non-sequel between the two, Sakamoto Days, expectedly finds itself topping the list. And to think that there were concerns about this anime based on reactions to the trailer. Sakamoto Days still found ways to entertain. The masterful blending of comedy and action in the manga has translated really well to the anime format. It was never meant to be a hype show or an anime that provides fights that will cause people to lose their minds, and for what it is, Sakamoto delivers. Great chemistry between the characters along with a light premise that doesn't take itself seriously make this the type of crazy, all-out fun that fans can get behind. I'm sure you may have expected Sakamoto Days, but I sure hope this list helped convince you to give some of these overshadowed shows a try. There's more to this season than people will typically give it credit for, surely. Tell me if you've watched any of these and which ones you ended up liking, alright? Thank you for watching, I hope to see you again on the next list. Have a great day, and see you soon.